Hi, I'm Mark Green with the Oklahoman in Washington. Here with me to discuss the 2008 national politics is former Congressman Mickey Edwards, who represented Oklahoma in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1977 to 1993. He's the author of a new book, Reclaiming Conservatism: How a Great American Political Movement Can Get Lost and How It Can Find Its Way Back. Welcome, Congressman Edwards.
Thank you, Mark.
What's your analysis of the 2008 campaign so far, the primary season?
Well, you know, when this whole thing started, I think I, like most other Republicans and conservatives, thought this was going to be a bad year, that in fact it was going to be very hard for a Republican to win. But the Democratic primary has gone on so long and is so nasty that somebody like John McCain can simply start quoting Hillary against Obama, saying he's not experienced enough, or Obama against Hillary. So the Democrats are going to make it winnable, I think.
They're making it winnable.
Right.
Do you think John McCain, been a lot of talk about him as to whether he's really conservative or not? Can Senator McCain win support from true conservatives like yourself?
Well, sure he can. I mean, most conservatives are not going to vote for either Obama or Clinton. Not because, Obama sounds like a great guy, but, he is, according to the National Journal, the most liberal member of the Senate. So I think conservatives, in the end, they may not like everything about McCain, but McCain's going to be preferable to whoever the Democrats nominate.
Was there a truer conservative in the GOP race at some point?
Well, we couldn't resurrect Ronald Reagan. That would have been very nice. No, I don't think so. I think that none of the people who were running really represented, the Goldwater or Reagan wing of the party. But McCain's, pretty conservative. He believes in lower taxes. He didn't vote for Bush's tax cut, but that's because we were going into a major war. I think this was probably a fairly typical Republican field.
Talk a little bit about the Democrats. A lot of people, like you mentioned at the outset here, a lot of people think they're maybe headed for some real trouble. And this is a year when they were supposed to win easily. All the variables seem to be pointing in their direction.
Yeah, Mark, one of the things that's always worked for Republicans is that the Democrats eventually have to nominate somebody. Right. I'd like to think that every time a Republican wins is because the Republicans are so great. But in truth, sometimes it's because you're running against a Democrat, and they do have the ability to reveal themselves to be less than what the American people want. Hillary, for example, continues to attack Obama by saying, this guy's not experienced enough, not qualified to be president. Republicans just have to quote Hillary.
Taking notes.
Right.
What's your assessment of the situation in the last few days with Senator Obama's former mentor or spiritual advisor, the one in Chicago, and the flap about some statements that he's made? How's that going to affect?
I think that Hillary will certainly try to make use of that. Possibly even McCain would if Obama gets the nomination. I don't buy that. As somebody who's run for office myself, been elected, a number of times. You can't really control what everybody who supports you for whatever reason, or everybody who you have known and had a relationship with, whether it's your pastor or anything else, over the years. You can't control everything they say, and you're not responsible for all of their views. So, I think it's unfair to tag, anybody else's thoughts. I mean, maybe you could tie Bill Clinton around Hillary Clinton's neck. That I don't know, but no, I just think it's unfair to look at this pastor and to say Obama has to answer for that.
Okay. Well, finally, now, what do you think historians are going to write about the 2008 campaign 50, 100 years from now? What do you think is going to stand out for them?
This has been a very, very unusual campaign. The leading candidates are an African American, a woman, and a 71-year-old rebel. This is not a typical field. This is, along with other things like, now there's an African American who's legally blind as the governor of New York. I mean, the idea that American governance was to be all white male governors of states, is gone. And I think they're going to look back and see this as a moment of really great transition in American politics.
Congressman Edwards, thanks for coming by to talk
Thanks,
about
Mark.
politics. Look for more news and analysis in the Oklahoman.